So ESPN came out with a top 10 wide receiver list going into the 2023 season, and I will show you the graphic now. And I will leave it on here just so you could see it for a while, just let it sink in. Number 10, CeeDee Lamb. Number 9, Terry McLaurin. Number 8, DK Metcalf. Number 7, AJ Brown. Number 6, Stephon Diggs. Number 5, Cooper Kupp. Number 4, Tyreek Cheetah Hill. Number 3, Jamar Chase. Number 2, Devontae Adams. Number 1, Justin Jefferson. Now I will continue to have it up for a bit just so you can look at it. Just, give it a little more peek just in case you didn't. In this video, I will show you my top 10 list, okay? And the top 10 list that I did create will go based off of so many aspects, right? Projection, ceiling, potential, coaching, individual player action, like so much, okay? So just keep that in mind. But before we get into the list, I am going to give you my honorable mentions, which I have 4, okay? And I have all my research, all my data right here. So if you want to fact check me, go for it. Just know it's right here. And remember, this is my top 10 list, not yours, okay? So at number 4, honorable mention, T. Higgins, wide receiver 2, right? Obviously wide receiver 2 because for some reason, everyone thinks Jamar Chase is the second coming of Justin Jefferson. But we don't know that yet, right? But apparently we all put him up there to be. And personally, I think I like T. Higgins more. Give me T. Higgins on Sunday 10 times, 10 out of 10 times over Jamar Chase. That's just me, though. That's just me. I know. Whoa, crazy, right? I like T. Higgins. Big, solid receiver, strong, physical, 6'5", 74 catches, 1,029 yards, and 7 touchdowns, being a wide receiver 2. And mind you, a wide receiver 2 can't make my top 10 list. Just can't. Okay, so that is why I have T. Higgins as my first honorable mention. Second honorable mention, CeeDee Lamb. Okay, 107 catches, 1,300 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Now, CeeDee Lamb did have some he did have a difficult start, with the absence of Amari Cooper. Michael Gallup wasn't the receiver we thought it was going to be after injury. Ezekiel Elliott's downfall. Dak being Dak, and then obviously Tony Pollard coming out of nowhere, right? So they had to find that balance, and he did at the end, and I believe that's a solid year for CeeDee Lamb, but to call him top 10, I don't think so. D-Hop, DeAndre Hopkins, honorable mention, obviously missed a lot of the season, a couple games of the season last year, so he wasn't able to put up the productivity that we're used to seeing, which he would have, all right? 64 catches, 717 yards, 3 touchdowns, and now he's going to be getting the ball from Ryan Tannehill. And I know a lot of people are thinking, he's definitely going to decline now. And which you could say that because Tennessee is a place where receivers go to die. AJ Brown would have died there if he stayed. Julio Jones went there, disappeared. Randy Moss, etc. You know it. If you go to Tennessee, Robert Woods. You go to Tennessee, apparently we always see your career just kind of goes down, right? But keep in mind, D-Hop has been a perennial Pro Bowler, All-Pro player with multiple quarterbacks. I got the list right here if you wanna hear it. AJ McCarron, before Deshaun Watson, by the way. AJ McCarron, Tom Savage, Brandon Weeden, Brian Hoyer, Case Keenum, Matt Schaub, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Ryan Mallett, TJ Yates, Brock Osweiler. And then, of course, Deshaun Watson came in. Still gave you 10 years of just consistency, 1,000 yards, touchdowns. It was one of the best receivers for a while. That is why D-Hop is my third honorable mention. And then the second wide receiver 2 on this list, who can easily be a wide receiver 1 going anywhere else. I don't care if you want to say that Tyreek Hill gets him open or McDaniels is just so smart of an offensive mind. 75 catches, 1,356 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle would easily be the fastest player in the league if it wasn't for Tyreek Hill. The fact that he's paired with him, yes, it helps. But I bet you if Jalen Waddle went anywhere else, any coach or offensive coordinator would give him a chance to succeed and easily put up these numbers again, or even better. So that is why Jalen Waddle, wide receiver 2, is right outside my top 10. So let's get into the top 10 list. And again, this is my top 10, not yours, okay? There's a lot of aspects going into it, and I'll explain one by one why, hopefully. So let me just show you my list real quick, and I'll have it up here for a bit. Mike Evans at 10, Scary Terry at 9, DK Metcalf at 8, Jamar Chase at 7. Yes, Jamar Chase, I moved him a lot. AJ Brown at 6, Cooper Kupp at 5, Stephon Diggs at 4, Tyreek Cheetah at 3, Tay Adams at 2, and nobody other than Jay Jettis at 1. Okay, so, and I'm gonna leave this up here for a bit, or I might push it, put it on back and forth. Who knows? Okay, you'll see it if I need to, if I feel like I need to. Number 10, Mike Evans, one of the most disrespected wide receiver ones of all time, right? Huge body coming out of Texas A&M, 6'6", can run every route. Obviously not the most explosive, but he's literally a automatic in the red zone if you throw him a jump ball. He's just hard to cover because he's such a big body, right? And before Tom Brady, didn't really have, much like D-Hop, right? He had Josh McCown, Mike Glennon, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Ryan Griffin, Blaine Gabbert, Jameis Winston before injury. Jameis Winston's not bad, but that whole list is just kind of, you could kind of forget about Mike Evans, right? And that's probably why. Still last year, 77 receptions, 1,124 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And keep in mind, he will be the only wide receiver in NFL history, I think, beating Jerry Rice with 10 consecutive seasons over 1,000 yards. He could make history this year, and I think he will, even with Baker Mayfield. And that is why Mike Evans is my number 10. Okay, number 9, Scary Terry. I believe I didn't move him. He belongs at number 9. The dude is just very electric, right? And we forget about him because he's on a team that changes their name so much. Washington Commanders, Washington Redskins, and now I'm hearing that Commanders is going to have to change. Still gave you 77 receptions, 1,191 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Mind you, and this is why we probably don't think of Scary Terry a lot. Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins, Colt McCoy, Alex Smith, Taylor Heineke, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Kyle Allen. That is why we just forget about it. And the production's there. Like this, he's a mismatch, and he plays a lot in the slot. Honestly, could give you over 1,000 every year if he wanted to, and I think he has, except his rookie year. So that is why Scary Terry's on my 9. Again, I don't think I have a lot of, I don't think I disagree with a lot on the list. It's just one little switch and a kick out of CeeDee Lamb. DK Metcalf at 8. Last year, before I get into him, 90 receptions, 1,048 yards, and 6 touchdowns. DK Metcalf. Now, the reason why I agree with DK Metcalf here is because he has top 5 potential. The dude is a big, physical wide receiver, and if he gets it clicking, he'll just literally be a mini Megatron. Like, he just needs to get it going. And this was the first year we've seen Geno Smith just explode out of nowhere, right? So I feel like if he stays with Geno, he can be a top 5. He is just physically gifted on everything. The one thing I would probably say needs to work on is probably route running. He's such a big guy. But as far as like physical abilities, like T. Higgins, he's a mismatch. So if he gets it going, he'll pretty much be a mini Megatron. That's why at 8 is good. At number 7, Jamar Chase. What? Jamar Chase outside the top 5, not top 3, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to hear it, okay? I am one of the few that will not, I'm not ready to put Jamar Chase at the top 5 yet, especially because of the people at top 5. Like, I don't think it's just just scoot one out. I don't think it's that simple. Jamar Chase was hurt last year, but not too much though. 87 catches, 1,046 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Very impressive, right? Again, we can say that he has Joe Burrow, and they've had that chemistry and connection at LSU, and it's carried on. He has T. Higgins, he has Tyler Boyd. So why don't we say that? Why don't we just say that Jamar Chase is the best? But for others, like Scary Terry and Mike Evans, we don't really consider much. Why is it that we just, push Jamar Chase forward? But yeah, I'm not ready to put him at top 5 yet. Barely pushed 1,000 yards last year, and a lot of people are going to say he was hurt, yada, yada. I'm still not ready to put him in top 5, so that is why he's my 7. Don't get me wrong. Huge potential. He's a great receiver, just like Justin Jefferson. But I don't think it's time to put him in the top 5. A.J. Brown at 6, okay? Low receptions, right? 88, still put up almost 1,500 at 1,496 and 11 touchdowns. Now, to me, that's more impressive. If you can put so much productivity and have a less reception rate or target rate, and you just make do with what you get thrown at, like, or how many targets you get, that's what I find impressive. And AJ Brown is probably the one on this list who got the most yardage with less catches. And plus, this guy right here is what I think if DK Metcalf can be if he gets it going. AJ Brown was in his bag this year. Like, honestly, when Jalen Hurts was looking for him, it didn't matter if he was covered. He was going to come down with the ball. And I feel like AJ Brown going forward is just going to get better and can possibly be the top 5. He's right outside the 6, right? And number 5 might wow a lot of people, but it's disrespectful for this guy, Cooper Kupp. I don't even got to explain, right? 75 catches last year, did get hurt in week 10, so he missed 8 weeks. Still almost put up 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. There's no questioning it. If he played, he would have been up there with Justin Jefferson or Tay Adams or Tyreek Hill as far as yardage. A lot of people forget this dude had the best wide receiver season of all time the year before. And he got a Super Bowl MVP and a ring with it. Triple Crown King. So just with that, I'm leaving the dude in top 5, no matter what. I don't care. And besides, this dude has no help around him. Matt Stafford was hurt, and he still finds a way to get open. This dude, Cooper Kupp. And a lot of people don't want to put him up there at top 5. I am. This dude is one of the best receivers, and I'm tired of people just forgetting about him, okay? Cooper Kupp at number 5. Stephon Diggs at number 4. Diggsy. This is my boy. Even though he's with the Bills. Love seeing Diggsy in Minnesota. Still like seeing him with the Bills. 108 catches, 1,429 yards, 11 touchdowns. Like, just good. Just Josh Allen's go-to. I don't even need to explain Stephon Diggs at all. We already know he's him. So at number 4, I think that's a really good spot, especially before the 3 that I'm going to mention. I think from here, the 3 are really interchangeable. Oh, my bad. I messed up. I would say the top 5 are a lock. Maybe Cooper Kupp and Diggs, you could change them, but I feel like these 3 next, you can't really move them here going forward. You cannot. So, but again, this is my list, not yours. Tyreek Cheetah Hill at 3. Okay, 119 catches, big volume targets, big volume catches. 1,710 yards, 7 touchdowns. Like, Tyreek Hill is getting a lot of targets, right? Now, the reason I put him behind, I wanted to put him in front of Davante Adams, but we already know Tyreek Hill, why he's so elite, right? You cannot coach speed. You cannot. This dude is so freaking fast. It doesn't matter what route you put him on, you cannot cover him, and you have to double him. And he's not the biggest too, and he'll still burn you over the top. If it's one-on-one on a post or a fly, anything, he's going to win, right? But that's the thing. That's why I can't put Cheetah over Tay Adams. Because Cheetah is just, once that speed diminishes and it goes away, are we still going to have the same Tyreek Hill? Probably not, okay? He's not the biggest. He's not the most physical. And he kills you with his speed, and he does it at the best level, right? Nobody's better than Tyreek Hill as far as speed. But don't get me wrong, he can still catch, he can still run routes, he still has all of that. But when that speed goes away, will he still be the same receiver? Probably not. Okay. Number 2, Davante Adams, okay? I personally, it's not even biased, like, at all, like, on why he's number 2. Tay Adams, I think he's more so on the decline, and Justin's at the, like, you know, he's skyrocketing. He could only get so much better. Davante Adams is just a route technician, right? This dude knows the route tree like the back of his hand, and he can cross you over like Kyrie Irving on any route. He just knows what a DB is gonna do before, and that's why he just kills everybody. Not with his speed, but with his mind. Like, he is just a route technician. 100 catches, 1,500 yards, 11 touchdowns. Doesn't matter who's his quarterback either. I feel like Davante Adams with his route ability is just unguardable, and that is why he is my number 2. Number 1, Justin Jefferson, right? High volume, 128 catches, 1,800 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Now, there's so much I could say. I could glaze over Justin Jefferson, right? I'm a Vikings fan, right? But the dude is he's just good, okay? Like I'm not gonna glaze over this guy. He is just good. That first game I remember, he didn't even start. That first game coming out with Tennessee, and he just hit a post on them outside and hit the sideline, did the gritty. From that day on, it was just like I knew this kid was special, right? 6'2", but again, he is a route technician like Devontae Adams, and that is why he's so good, and he's fast. He just has it all. He's the complete receiver, and you know the kid has a good heart, and he just wants it more than you do. That is why he's number one, right? Take a lot of things into account too. We lost Adam Thielen. KJ Osborne goes to wide receiver 2. Jordan Addison's coming into at number 3 that we drafted, and then TJ Hawkinson is supposedly unguardable right now in practice. So, and we got Kirk being Kirk. Our O-line with Christian Darrisaw should be better. He's improving it. It's gonna be hard to guard all of them, yo. So take that into account. Take into Justin Jefferson's just individual ability over every other receiver. The kid is just good, okay? And not a lot of you can argue with me on that. I could understand if you say, hey, he's 2, Tay Adams is still 1. I'll take that. And that was very close for me to decide. But hey, remember, my top 10, not yours. So, what do you think of my top 10 list? Go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and leave a comment. And remember, agree to disagree. Just meet me at the 50-yard line. Okay? Peace.